A very good morning to you once again. This is the 6th of June. 2024. The topic all throughout the week. Why the exports arena, the sector in Uganda is continuously facing a couple of rejections, especially with the fresh produce. What's happening to the quality, to Uganda's quality? What is happening to the systems? Is what is said about the exports and the potential, does it rhyme? Is it in tandem with what is down on ground? We've been having a couple of, we've invited a couple of people all throughout this week, from last week, to give us a little bit of insight into the agricultural sector, but especially looking at the potential for export. Well, one such opportunity will come in, of course, later on at around 8:15. We'll be getting some insight, of course, on what's happening. Is it organic farming? Is that the best way to go to improve the quality? And what challenges are they facing? Later on, we'll, of course, have another guest in the from 9 to 10 a.m. who will also take us through his particular challenges. So stay with us as we get to talk about that. Within Business Update, we'll have, of course, some insight into government and policy response initiatives to reduce rejection rates. This is something that is big, considering that we do still have a couple of huge growing trade deficits right now in Uganda. And looking at the statistics, in fact, as we get to talk about it, from 2022, it was reported that trade deficit reached $4.77 billion, and that was an increase from $4.11 billion in 2021. So it is increasing. We are importing much more than we export. Now, the thing about it is that we do get to hear quite a lot of encouragement in Uganda to do something about the markets, to join, to do everything possible to be able to pull up our socks and join the export sector, because lots of other particular countries, not only just within Africa, but the Europe, really particularly like our products. So what is failing? Those are some of the things that we are going to be talking about. Coming in national news, however, we are getting to see more and more water crisis. Whether it is Western region, whether it's Mbara and Tungamo, whether it is right down the corridor here in Mukono, there is a water shortage. And this is something to be worried about, considering that there is a global water crisis that is looming, that is coming up every now and then, and we get to see quite a number of populations in dire need of water. In fact, coming up with statistics, FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, 2024 in March released a statement to the press saying that by 2025, 1.8 billion people are likely to face absolute water scarcity. That's that is a press release. That was a statement made actually in March 2024. This is something, of course, to think about, and not only does this really impact upon our individual decisions. We get to see that there's an increasing demand for water, but we also have poor water management practices, behaviors. So what can you do on Now we're also getting to see a lot of fixation as well on accountability. Yesterday we had the finance officials talking about accountability and talking about the budget and how they're going to begin tracking and not only just demystifying it, of course, to the average Ugandan down on ground, so that it can make sense and the person can be able to understand it. But now we get to see as well the president talking about, let me have a look at the very last address and what has been realized so far and where are we failing. So there's quite a lot coming in accountability, and that is something refreshing, considering that it should be a norm. That and much more will be coming in, and let's take a short break and then we'll be back with what else is in the papers today. First review. Within the Daily Monitor, just like I mentioned, this is the state of the nation from the president. Actually, the president says so. This is expected to happen today, and he steps up on the rostrum to deliver his State of the Nation address today, talking about the ever-expanding debt burden, talking about corruption, unemployment, and high cost of living. These are bound to be thematic areas within his address as well. The good and bad, we are talking about what is expected when you get to look at what has happened before. On PDM, you are looking at more or less a scorecard. They're looking at how far have they gone with guiding farmers of enterprise on enterprise selection. This has been achieved. When it comes to ensuring sustainable yields through control of pests and vectors and diseases, half achieved. So this is great that the scorecard actually puts out all these different indicators: achieved, not achieved, or even half achieved. When it comes down to ensuring that there is proper post-harvest management to avoid pre- and post students, and how are they going to be able to pay? These are the beneficiaries within the papers. Of course, the loan scheme, 1,200 students qualify, 40% of former beneficiaries paying back part of their loan. It's very critical, it's very important that these loans are paid back. The breakdown data shared by the Higher Education Students Financing Board indicates that 1,921 people applied for the loan scheme. Of these, 640 applicants were rejected because they were either admitted for non-eligible programs or at non-chartered universities. To qualify for the loan, the student must be admitted to an accredited program, mainly sciences, from chartered university or higher education institution. A total of 1,281 applicants were eligible. And that's some news. It implies that 85 students who had earlier qualified missed out due to limited funding. It's just not enough to go around. You get to see that quite a number of applicants are still applying, and of course there are a couple of rejections. For those that got rejected this year, sorry about that, but don't lose hope, keep trying, do something, don't sit around and idle, do something. There's quite a lot of skilling right now going on, and that is something maybe you could as well think about. Please don't idle around. And congratulations to those that managed to make the list, and kindly pay back the loan. That is some news coming back. Then, of course, we get to see the National Choir Battle leaves audiences begging for more. This was quite a good, good foray, really getting to look into this. And I think it has ruffled, not only just ruffled, but increased the interest of many. And we should get to see how far that will go next year. Something to look up to. Sweden commits to supporting Uganda's development agenda. We've had quite a lot of support from Sweden, and the Swedish strategy for Uganda has contributed over 900 billion. Some good news as well coming in. Government releases 3.4 billion for Luero Bush War ex-fighters. Over 1,200 civilian ex-fighters to benefit from the program. This is some news coming in as well. Now, there's of course some talk about how Namugongo should be turned into a city of religious tourism. This is some insight coming in from different places. Much more, please grab your copy of the New Vision and the Daily Monitor, basically to let you know what is happening elsewhere. And you can as well write in. Please get onto our social media handles. Let us know what you think about some of these topics that we are discussing, and basically would want to get your feedback and know how best we can help you. That and much more. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back after this message.